Hi there, Max here on the IMA fan control board installation, and here we're at the IMA compartment with the cover removed. We're just going to focus on the IMA controller at this point. You'll find on your circuit board here you'll have either 3 or 4 wires. In this case 3 wires off the end, 2 posi-tap connections, and 1 is going to be a ring terminal. For these connections here, we're going to be accessing over here down at the bottom. There is a harness where you can push down on the right tab and pull it out, and it'll be red, purple, blue, and black wires. What we're going to go ahead and do is take either a razor blade or some scissors, and we're going to make some room in here and peel back this protector so we can gain access to the wires a little bit, get a little bit of leeway to work with here. Doesn't need to be very much, maybe 2 or 3 inches at best. You can go ahead and cut off the excess here. With our controller here, what we're really going to be concerned about is mainly the blue and the black, the blue and the red wires. With the posi connection here, we're going to take the end off and slip that underneath the wire here, like so. And they come shipped with them connected to the wiring harness, but we're going to take that off so we can make this connection first. And just once we get it started here, spin it down. It's going to let's see here. Going to go ahead and put a pin prick right in that wire there, not cause any lasting damage, no wires to cut. And once we have that done and snug in there, you can take the other end of the wire where this connector came from after we shipped it, stick it right in the end, and while holding the wire in, go ahead and spin this down until that gets tight there, and give it a little tug, make sure it's in there, and then we're going to move on to the control wire. I'm going to do the same thing here, take the end off, go underneath with it, back up. We're going to take the wire from our circuit board out so we can spin this down, and it's not a bad idea to take a look down in here, make sure that that pin is coming down in contact with the wire there. There's 2 different size wires, so this thinner one is a little bit more tricky to get that wire to line up with the pin. So for whatever reason your fan is not turning on when you test it out, take a look down in here and make sure this pin has actually made contact with this wire. The red one's so large that it's really difficult to miss, but the other wire is a little bit smaller in diameter, smaller gauge, so sometimes that pin can miss that wire, so make sure that's in there. And then of course the blue wire back in the end, spin it down and give it a pull, make sure it's tight. We're going to go ahead and push this connector back into its harness. Make sure I got it the correct way here. Snaps right back into place, and okay, now with the connections made on the positive and the signal to the IMA controller and harness here, all that's left is the ground, and there's a grounding position right over here on the chassis with a 10mm bolt. If you go ahead and remove that bolt, you can fix the ring terminal right there. your fan should be up and running. I'm going to go ahead and run a test on this one. Make sure that if you're doing any testing, you remove the fuse out of the fuse holder here, and keep that positive terminal anywhere away from your body there. With its high voltage, you definitely don't want to get into that situation. Alright, turning the charger on. I hear the relay click on the circuit board, and I'm going to test this ground here. Make sure that's turning on. There is an adjustment on the board for up and down on the fan there. That's the maximum setting, and I'm not sure if you can hear that or not, but down to the lowest setting. We're going to set that right in the middle. It's typically how they come shipped from here. If you set the fan speed with the cover off, it might not sound that like it's very noisy, like it's flowing very much air, but once you put that cover back on, which is required for it to work properly, you'll realize that there is you may have underestimated how high you set that fan, because the suction noise really is multiplied when you put that fan IMA fan cover on. So don't overdo it on the fan. There's no need to have the battery so cold that it operates in a range that's colder than normal. Its optimum range is around 100 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's that on the IMA circuit board controller. This would apply to 2003 to 2011 Honda Civic hybrids, and the Insight does not need this special circuit board, but it will come with the 12-volt supply for the operation of the IMA fan. If you have any questions, give us a call or contact us at maxvolts, MAXXVOLTS @gmail.com, or visit the Maxx Volts website, maxx-volts.com.